Richard Tice.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Well, the Chancellor inherited supposedly a black hole, and she's dug a crater into which public confidence is plunging. Business confidence is plunging. And the truth is, 250,000 jobs are disappearing since the blunder budget. And despite all the noise we hear from the benches opposite, the reality is that government spending is completely out of control. Inflation is up, unemployment is up, government borrowing is up, and the cost of government borrowing is up. And the only thing that's going down are jobs and GDP. But I have some good news for the Chancellor. In the 10 councils that we control, Madam Deputy Speaker, that we control, we're already identifying savings of hundreds of millions of pounds. She may want to learn some lessons. That, Madam Deputy Speaker, is why reform is leading in the polls.
Chancellor.
Well, I noted recently on a podcast that the honourable member said that he wanted to cut government spending by £300 billion. Well, that would mean getting rid of the whole of the NHS and the whole of the defence budget. We have increased spending by £300 billion to invest in our schools, our hospitals, our transport and our defence. I know that the party on those benches is soft on defence, soft on workers' rights and want to privatise our NHS. I don't think that is the priorities of the British people.
John Brady.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I may say reform's economic policies appear to have been cooked up after a heavy night at most bars in The Simpsons. 18 years of the SNP. We have failed to invest in Glasgow's transport infrastructure. We have no airport rail link, no Parkhead station. We don't even have lifts at Bridgeton Station. And I contrast this, Madam Deputy Speaker, with the Right Honourable friend, the Chancellor of the Exchequer's firm commitment to transport. Does my Right Honourable friend agree with me that £50 billion extra for the Scottish Government to sort out the SNP's NHS waiting lists, record investment in the defence industry in the Clyde to defend our nation, which the SNP object to, investment in clean energy critical for jobs in Glasgow, and continued support for the Glasgow and Clyde Valley City deal demonstrates that Scotland runs through the heart of this Labour government, and it's time we turfed out the SNP after 18 years of failure.
In the spending review today, we've set out investment in defence to support jobs in Scotland, investment in Acorn to support jobs in Scotland, investment in nuclear, which will benefit the people of Scotland with lower bills, and a record settlement for the Scottish Government. It's up to them now to use that money wisely. I wouldn't hold out much hope under the SNP.
Esther McVeigh.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. Now, I know the Chancellor considers herself to be a world-leading economist, so can she tell me how it is that everyone in the country knew that by hiking taxes on employers' national insurance contribution, making it more expensive to employ people, would destroy jobs, destroy businesses and destroy the economy, but the only people who didn't know that was her and her socialist boss?
Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I'm sorry to disappoint the Right Honourable Lady, but there are 500,000 more jobs in Britain since the last general election, and business confidence is going up.
Jeevan Sandhu.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. My constituency of Loughborough, Shepshed and the Villages is in the East Midlands, a region that has been overlooked for too long. That ends today. Firstly, we're changing to the Green Book, which we all welcome, more money outside of London. I hope my colleagues don't mind too much. And secondly, over £100 billion of investment. So can the Chancellor please set out how today's investment will get bills down and wages rising in my constituency of Loughborough, Shepshed and the Villages?
Chancellor.
I thank my honourable friend for welcoming the changes to the Green Book, which will better enable the government to invest and will stop the situation where the Treasury used to wield the Green Book against local communities and the investments that they wanted to make. And this was a good spending review for the East Midlands, as my honourable friend mentioned, with investment in nuclear fusion and also in small modular reactors. And many businesses in those supply chains right across the East Midlands will benefit from that significant investment and the jobs it brings too.
Bobby Dean.
Thank Madam Deputy Speaker. Last year during the mayoral election, Sadiq Khan claimed that a Labour mayor working for a Labour government would be a game changer for the city. But just now he's released a statement criticising the spending review for underfunding the Met Police, failing to invest in our transport infrastructure and potentially making the housing crisis in our capital worse. Was Sadiq Khan wrong to put his trust in this Labour government?
Yes.
Well, for London today, we have increased the spending power of the police by 2.3% in real terms every year, a record investment in the affordable homes programme to include building new homes in London, free school meals, lifting around 10,000 children in London out of poverty, and much more. We've also backing a third runway at Heathrow and investing in tunnelling to take HS2 to Euston. So this is a good budget for London, but most importantly, it is a good spending review for the whole of the United Kingdom.
Alex Baker.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I congratulate the Chancellor on the spending review and welcome both her commitment to defence spending and to us being a defence industrial superpower, which is so vital for my community of Aldershot and Farnborough. This week, my honourable friend for York Outer and I published our report on rewiring British defence finance to support her work to fire up our defence industrial base. As part of this, will the Chancellor support my campaign for a UK-led multilateral defence, security and resilience bank to finance our national resilience, support our allies and keep our country safe?
I thank my honourable friend for that question, and I also would like to thank her for the work that her and the member for York Outer, my honourable friend for York Outer, have done in making the moral case for financial services firms investing in defence, because it is what keeps our country safe. And as we uplift our defence spending, we do want to get value for money for that. That's why we were pleased in the deal that we did with the EU that we have also secured a defence industrial partnership with the EU.
Adrian Ramsey.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Across the country, people are seeing their health services severely overstretched. School head teachers are faced with having to make cuts. And, of course, the most vulnerable people in society are now facing cuts to disability benefits. The BBC has produced analysis on the Chancellor's statement today, saying that her figures will show a sharp decline in budgets for public services after 2026. So isn't the statement that we've seen today a matter of smoke and mirrors? And will she instead consider the growing call for a wealth tax on the ultra-wealthy so she can raise the tens of billions extra needed to support our public services and restore the much-needed pride and hope in Britain?
It's difficult to know whether the honourable gentleman supports the spending review and the additional money that we put into public services today, or he's against it. The settlement for the NHS is 3% real terms growth a year. For the police, it's 2.3% a year. It's an increase in per pupil funding, as well as real terms increasing for the school's budget. So I'm not exactly sure what his complaint is.
Nick Smith.
Madam Deputy Speaker, there was a terrible, dangerous coal slip in my constituency last autumn. So the coal tips safety funding that's to be announced today is hugely welcomed. Yeah. It's great to see our Labour government standing up for Wales. Yeah. Looking forward, can the Chancellor please review the miners' staff superannuation scheme? Hard-working families deserve fairness in their retirement. I'm sure she'll give them a fair hearing. Yeah.
I thank my honourable gentleman, my honourable friend, for that question. I'm really pleased we were able to make this multi-year commitment around coal tips safety. We put in money as a government last year in the spending review, but that was just for 1 year. And what we've been able to do is give certainty that money will be available to do that vital work that is necessary. I thank him for welcoming it. It's a shame that Plaid Cymru did not welcome it. On the issue of miners' pension, my honourable friend has been a staunch supporter of reforms to the miners' pension scheme. We made reforms in the budget last year, but I'll make sure that the relevant minister meets with my honourable friend to discuss what more we can do to ensure a fair